What's good, Mets fans? It's Uncle Freezy in the place to be, coming through to rock the spot for a little bit. Talking about these Mets, the Luis Robert trade or the Luis Robert acquisition. The um, Mets signed a relief pitcher, a few other things, and put things into context. To get started, what I'd like to do is talk about how this may be, and let me move. I'm just going to move this browser out of, over on this side in case YouTube starts tripping. So I'm going to want to talk about how this Mets offseason may be a very sneaky championship offseason, about how the building of a champion may be addition by subtraction. And I know that's not a super popular take, especially when a few of the guys that have departed are fan favorites. My question to you, though, is would you prefer, as I watch the Knicks game at the same time, my question to you is that would you prefer to be the lovable loser overachievers, or would you prefer to be a champion in mindset and actions? And as I think about what David Stearns is doing this offseason, I don't see where there are any bad moves. Now, there were no great moves. I don't see any bad ones. You hate to lose Luis Angel Acuna, and you hate to lose Pete Alonso, and you hate to lose Edwin Diaz, and you hate to lose Brandon Nimmo, and you hate to lose Starling Marte, you hate to lose Jeff McNeil. At the same time, that core of players didn't win you anything, with Acuna, of course, being the youngest. That core group of players didn't win anything. And to take that step from being the lovable loser, constant third place team to a team that is looking to be a powerhouse, you have to clean out your closet a little bit, and while also adding things to that respective closet, right? And so while losing Diaz hurts, while losing Pete hurts, while losing Nemo hurts, while losing McNeil hurts, while losing Acuna hurts, man, replacing them with Bo Bichette and Luis Robert doesn't seem as bad. It doesn't feel as bad. Now, we know that there are some more moves to come. As I try to sit through this boring Brooklyn Nets versus New York Knicks game on one. So I have you guys on one screen and then that boring game on the other screen. Right? I guess to crystallize my thoughts, or I guess to gather all of my thoughts about the David Stearns moves this offseason, I don't see a bad move. Even adding Jorge Polanco seems like a great move. Adding Marcus Semien seems like a great move. They all seem to be short-term moves with the mindset that the guys on the farm are going to be ready sooner than later. And if they're going to be ready sooner than later, why would you block their position? Are there more moves to come? Right? Are there more moves to come? Are there more moves on the way? I think all of us hope so. I think all of us hope that the Freddie Peralta thing is can be done. Right? I think Mets fans are hoping that can be done. The package for Freddie Peralta seems a little rich in my blood. Shout out to Mets. Mets was good. Hey, the Brandon Sproat and Jet Williams for Freddie Peralta to me seems excessive. Right? Seems excessive. And so I'm in the mindset of I think Brandon Sproat is going to be Freddie Peralta in 3 or 4 years. In 3 or 4 years, I believe he'll be a Freddie Peralta type. So why not get all those years leading up to that moment? Well, that's difficult because right now the Mets need an ace. They need an ace, right? And even with the Mets having probably more starting pitching depth than anyone in the majors, they basically have a Yogi Bear picnic of pitching staff. They have a lot of guys, right? A lot of guys that are quality NBA pitchers. They have a lot of guys with a lot of not NBA, I'm sorry, a lot of MLB potential and experience. The thing is, are you gonna wait on them? Joe, what's good, man? Are you gonna wait on our young pitchers to mature and risk not developing them properly in a championship run, or are you going to weigh heavily on the pitchers that are here, our professional, proven major league pitchers that are here, and just try to empty out the gas tank to see what they have left in their arms? Which it puts you in a rough spot because the Mets are in this position where the Braves seem to be down and the Phillies seem to be fragile. And do you wait for them to shore up their rosters, or do you take advantage of them, seize the moment, and hold on to the moment for a very long time? That is the question. Can the Mets seize the East and keep it? That's the question. That's the question. And I thought about that earlier as I saw Bo Bichette put a Mets jersey on. The thought came to my mind, like, are the Mets looking to seize the East and keep it? Right? Because the farm is stacked. The farm is stacked. And you guys know all the names. Every time we talk prospects, we always forget one or two or 7 or 8 because there are so many of them. We know the future is bright down the road. In theory, so we know we have a bunch of freshmen, basically. We know we have a bunch of freshmen. We know we have a bunch of good players on the way in the pipeline. But what about the moment? What about right now? What about this moment? If you're David Stearns, are you trying to do both? Are you going to try to seize the moment, seize the East and never give it back? Or do you think those young kids will be the group that will seize the East and never give it back? Right? In my mind, I'm thinking that David Stearns, and I know this is going to sound crazy, I think David Stearns is going for it right now. I think Stearns is going for it, right? I think he's going for it. I think no rock is David Stern is putting every rock on its back. There is no stone going to be unturned, right? And I know the Knicks. I'm sorry. I know the Mets. I'm saying Knicks because I have the Knicks on the screen over here, everybody. So pardon me for that, right? But as a matter of fact, let me move this here so YouTube won't trip. YouTube is crazy, y'all. I think in a way Stearns is looking to go for it right now. And I think every asset, every tradable, movable asset is on the board. I think what David Stern is telling us that whatever is not nailed down can be moved. Whatever that's not nailed down can be moved. And as a Mets fan, I'm thinking to myself, though I really enjoy watching the young kids develop, I wouldn't mind seeing a GM from the Mets just go for it. Just go for it, man. Seize the East and never give it back. I can't remember a time, I honestly can't remember a time in Mets history where the Mets were the best team in the division for a 7 or 8 year stretch. Like, can you guys remember a time where the Mets were the best team in their division for a 7, 10, 12 year stretch? I cannot. Has it happened? Maybe. I can't remember it. Why not do it now, though? Why not go for it now? Because clearly the two major wallets in Major League Baseball are the LA Dodgers and the New York Mets. Right? The LA Dodgers, major wallet, and the New York Mets, major wallet. In my mind, I'm thinking the only thing that makes this a better play, is if, I'm sorry, y'all. My bad, y'all. Let me see what I can do on this. All right. There we go. We got Cowboy Bob watching the game on the other channel, and his voice came in from out of nowhere. So my apologies about that. If the Mets can find an everyday left fielder, if the Mets can find an everyday left fielder, if the Mets can find solid right hand hitting, I think there is something there. All right, hey Mets, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. But once Jay gets here, man, once Jay gets here, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave because we only have basically a spot for a 2-man conversation. So once Jay the chosen one gets here, man, then we'll just move you around, and then that way Jay can come up and get his spot. He talked to me about it earlier. Even so, I do see maybe some flaws in the I do see some flaws in the results of the offseason. I don't see any flaws of the direction of the offseason. I think my guy Stearns being aggressive is probably a very good move. Mets, what's good, man? Welcome to the Mets Lounge.
Thanks.
Is this your lounge, or do we name it after you? No, this is the New York.
I mean, no, but I was one of the guys who helped come up with the concept for this back in 23. Remember?
Yeah.
Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sure what guys the Mets can get for that quality right-hand bat outfielder. I mean, like I said in the chat, Cody's now off the board as he's agreed to re-sign with the Yankees.
Right. Okay.
And we need
someone. Cody Bellinger's a left-handed bat.
True, but I'm just saying, either way, he's off the board. We can't get him.
Right. We were talking about a quality right-handed bat outfielder, though.
And we know Judge is never leaving the Yankees. Tucker's now a Dodger. Maybe we go after Fernando Tatis Jr. or Yordan Alvarez. I don't know.
That's interesting.
Just double check if they're both righties.
Yeah. Alvarez is a terrible defensive outfielder, though.
That's true.
Yeah. And if we're talking defense in the outfield, then and Alvarez is probably more of a first baseman anyway.
I mean, the biggest problem with him, the only problem with Tatis Jr.
Oh, Mets is freezing.
Just
oh, Mets froze. Okay.
True. But then there's the PEDs.
Say that we can't hear you. You're freezing a little bit. Okay. All right. So Mets had is
I'm back.
There you are. Okay.
As I was saying, I think the biggest problem with Tatis is he's had a history of getting busted for PED usage.
Yeah. Once.
Oh. I must have been thinking of another player who constantly gets busted for that.
Tatis, yeah.
Which makes this a quandary for the Mets. And we need a left fielder for this, right?
Well, as fans, we prefer a right-handed power bat that plays left field. We think that solves the issues. But we could easily get Tatis to be our right fielder, solve the issue, and then have Juan Soto play left.
The problem is, has Soto ever played left in his career?
The problem is Soto a good defender wherever you put him?
That's true, but the bigger question is, I mean, we've seen how bad he can be in right field, but has he ever played left is the question. As far as I know,
yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, must have been in his early days with Washington.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. I don't think that's the problem. I think the problem is the acquisition cost for Fernando Tatis.
Yeah, that he would need like what? At minimum, $500 million just to come over from San Diego.
No, we'd have to trade. We'd have to trade for him.
You know, what do we?
Yeah, we'd have to trade for him. And do you want to trade the kids for Tatis Jr. is the question. Do you want to trade the kids and then maybe have to restart your farm system again?
Honestly, no. Especially with the acquisition of Bichette, that does lead to the consequence of having a platoon Beatty, Vientos, and Polanco in the DH spot, from what I understand.
Right.
Based on the way the lineup is going to be configured.
Right. And you're going to have to find a place for Tyrone Taylor, your fourth outfielder. Is he going to be he going to be a platoon guy? He's not a great hitter, but he's a borderline
better
great
glove
defender.
than a bat.
Yeah.
In his case.
Yeah.
I mean, you could stick him in left field, but he's predominantly played center most of his career.
Right.
And on the off occasions he's not in center, it's usually in right.
Right. So he can play all three. The only thing is his bat is
Garbage.
right.
I mean,
Right.
we brought him in to hit cookie fastballs, and he hardly does any of that last season. But then again, I blame most of the problems for last year on the fact that we were being forced to play without emotion.
Hey, Mets, come on, man. Don't do the corny stuff, bro. Let's stick to a real Mets topic, man.
All right.
Come on, man. You got some baseball stuff?
Well, at this point, I don't know how many fish are there left, free agent fish there are to bite, but the Mets have got to cast the net. I mean, cast the line and cast it soon. Spring training's only a month away.
Okay. Yeah. Spring training is right around the corner. Pitchers and catchers report in about 2.5 weeks. All right. And we know a lot of players show up during that time anyway, just to get acclimated to grass and dirt again and get swings in and all of that stuff. So I don't think David Stearns is going to be in a rush to add said player X. But at the same time, I can see where there could be a sense of urgency. A sense of urgency, but not in a rush, if that makes sense. Highly important, but no rush to make a regrettable decision.
I can understand that.
Yeah. It'll be super important, I think, for David Stearns to get this right more so than win the press conference.
You know, I've actually started my own baseball podcast show recently.
Okay.
It's called On the Diamond if you ever want to find it.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not very creative with podcast names, so I had to come up with something pretty redundant.
So Joe says the Phillies are trying to move Castellanos. Castellano, I think we probably saw this coming too.
I'm not sure if you'd want Nicholas Castellanos. Sure, he has the power, but the problem is he's very inconsistent with the bat.
Right.
I mean, not to mention he has a bit of an attitude issue at times. I mean, I can understand why the Phillies want to get rid of him. Because it doubles as a bit of a tax dump.
Okay. It seems to me though that they just want to improve their defense. And that's what it seems like to me. They want to improve their defense. They have
Johan Rojas, Otto Kemp.
They have guys that maybe have great power, but maybe the defense is not ideal.
I mean, in a couple of years, they're going to want to get rid of Bryce Harper because that contract's going to become a damn albatross.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. In terms of the Mets, I think the Mets will probably either see how this Brett Beatty thing works in left to see if it's something that could take hold, or if not, then go get an everyday left fielder for depth. Because you know how injuries are during the regular season. You go get a guy, you think your lineup is set, and then a guy grabs the back of his leg and he's gone for 3 weeks or so, and now you're playing some guy that barely has a jersey.
And then there's the whole deal that the possibility of the team trying to get Griffin Canning back. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked Canning. The problem with him was once he went, I actually watched, when I was in Pigeon Forge last June, I watched the game where he tore his Achilles, and that was a bad thing.
Right.
And I was just like, when that happened, I was like, yep, we're screwed. Because he was one of the best pitchers on the mound that was fairly reliable alongside Peterson up until Peterson got overtaxed.
Right. and things like that. Again, Sean Mania got overtaxed as well, and then it taxed the bullpen, and then so there are a lot of factors. So improving the defense was one of those things where you want to help your pitchers keep some gas in the tank.
Another issue would be to use pitchers when they're at their strongest analytically instead of throwing them in their worst scenarios.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which,
Yeah. I think though, ultimately to that point we were talking about before you got here, ultimately, I do think that David Stearns is looking to equip this roster for the long term. And when I mean long term, I mean ready. I think there is an arm race between the Mets and Dodgers and other teams in Major League Baseball that don't have the same financial backing are going to fuss about it. But this is the landscape of Major League Baseball right now.
I mean,
Teams with the deepest wallets are going to go gobble up all the talent. And part of that is because some owners don't spend any money in developing young talent and acquiring free agents. So they stay in that fourth place, fifth place in division type team until they catch lightning in a bottle. And that's their strategy, right? The Oakland A's, the Pittsburgh Pirates, the Minnesota Twins. You see a lot of the Florida Marlins. You see a lot of teams do it. And then you have the teams that overspend and still wind up finishing third in their division, like the Mets and Cubs, sometimes the Red Sox, and other teams. So,
like say the Texas Rangers, Mariners.
Yeah. And so in this moment, I think David Stearns is not thinking like the Milwaukee Brewers team president. I think he's thinking like the New York Mets team president with an ultimatum to win a championship now. Because when Steve Cohen took over the team, he said a 3 to 5 year window.
And this is year 6.
Yep. So what if you do now if you're David Stern if you're Steve Cohen because you made a promise that you were not able to keep even though you tried. So it's not like he didn't try. He spent a lot of money on Starling Marte, on Justin Verlander, on Max Scherzer, on a lot of guys. And Moneyball, I guess, in the opposite direction just didn't work. Right, just signing checks didn't work. Yeah. I mean, unless you count the prospects that we got in return by trading those guys.
Yeah, writing checks that in the long term your ass wasn't going to cash.
Right. Injuries had some to play with it. Some of it was due to just underperformance, maybe bad chemistry.
And others had to do with bad managerial decisions.
Yeah. And those are going to happen to even good managers are going to make bad decisions at times. Mega Phils is in the building. Salute. Yeah, we've been watching the Freddie Peralta thing for I'm not gonna say quite some time, but since it's been a thing, we've kind of had our eyes on it, hoping that one day we'll wake up and look at our phone and it's happened overnight, or that phone will buzz during work and we'll see the update or whatever it is. I'm still in that camp that wouldn't mind having Sandy Alcantara, right? I think he should be cheaper, right?
Especially since coming back from Tommy John last season.
Yeah. So I think he should be cheaper, but at the same time, the Marlins are in a perpetual state of rebuild. So they're going to want all of our best young prospects for their best major league player.
I mean, admittedly, the Marlins did have a bit of a turnaround last year. Didn't make the playoff cut, but they did enough to play spoiler.
Yeah. Oh, they spoiled the season. Yeah,
Again, what is
They
it, the
definitely
third time in
spoiled
the
the
last?
next season.
What is it? The third time in the last 20 years they've done that to us.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And so if I'm the Mets, I may look at doing both. I may look at doing both. I know it. I know Sproat and who did
Williams.
they asked for Sproat and Jet Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a lot for a guy that's going to be a free agent after the season, right? But if the Mets win the World Series, it would be worth it, and it would go some ways towards maybe even re-signing him.
True. And
Yeah,
what would we have to sacrifice to get Alcantara?
probably 3 young arms.
Hmm.
Would I give up 3 young arms for Alcantara? No, I wouldn't. I'd give up a promising young prospect, a good prospect, and a young everyday player. That's it.
Hmm.
And if they need more than that, then I'll wait to the trade deadline. But I'm not gonna trade away all of our assets for a guy that has to prove that he can pitch in big games. Because when you pitch in Florida and when you pitch in that museum that they play in, it's easy to look great. There are no high leverage games, right? But when you're in New York, every game is a high leverage game,
True.
basically.
The only time Miami has quote unquote high leverage games in that basically fishbowl of a ballpark is whenever the Yankees are in town.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
highest attendance weekend the whole season for that team last season.
right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I checking the phone to see if there was a Freddie Peralta thing happening. No, I just have to be patient.
And do not get me started on the Tarek Skubal rumors. As far as I'm concerned, we'd be coughing up too much to get him. I would want him, but I'm not willing to cough that much up.
Right. Right.
I mean, if he wants to stay with the Tigers another year, fine by me.
Right. Right. Yeah, there are a lot of things. David Stearns has Stearns has a lot of options, and he also has an arsenal to at his disposal to acquire whoever he wants. And it's all about how much he can stomach, to be honest. Because the thing is, it's not as if the Mets don't have talent and money and things of that sort in order to go get the guy. It's how much can the fan base stomach in a Tarek Skubal trade, in a Freddie Peralta trade? You know, how much is too much for quality arms, right? If you ask the Dodgers, there's no such thing as how much is too much, right? But if you ask the Mets, who have not won a World Series in 40 years, yeah, in 40 years, then now you're like, do we put all of our eggs in one basket and go for it? And in my mind, you absolutely put all of your eggs in one basket and go for it, because you have no idea how long your championship window is going to be open, if it's even open now. Right? Because prospects are just that. Prospects are kids with a lot of potential.
Yep.
Right? But every team has kids with a lot of potential. There are varying degrees to that potential, though.
Mm-hmm.
David Stearns does have, and I'm not going to say he owes. I'm not going to say he owes the fan base a. He doesn't owe the fan base a
Explanation.
championship. No, he doesn't owe them a championship. But Mets fans are starving for a championship. The Mets haven't been to the World Series in 11 years, and their reputation is one that they get good every 7 years or so, stay good for a 2 or 3 year window, and then collapse. And if you're David Stearns, what you want to do is be the total opposite of that by getting really good, right? And staying that way for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, I think the longest stretch the Mets had where they were over 500, for as long as I've been alive anyway, was either from 87 to 90. I was born after they won their last title in 86.
Okay.
Or 97 to 2001. And that's just finishing over 500, regardless if you made the playoffs or not.
Right. And there's a 2000, there's like a 2005 to 2008 or so, 2005 to like 2010 type window where the Mets were kind of good. Maybe I think it's the Tommy Glavine, Pedro Johan years. So,
but 09 screwed them over due to injuries.
Yeah.
And the dimensions of an infant City Field.
Yeah.
Which did practically everybody a lot more harm than good. When you think about it.
Yeah. And so if you're the Mets right now and you feel like you are closer to the Dodgers than any World Series contender from the American League, then maybe you should just go for it.
So basically, lay the cards and on the table and throw all your chips in the pot.
Right. For the most part.
I'm just not that big of a gambling fool, to be honest. I mean, I know I've bashed Stearns both on and off my own show for the small market tactics, playing it a la Gus Fring from Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, taking the slow, methodical, and meticulous route to play the long con. I'm not someone who likes to do that. I mean, I get why businessmen do that more often than not, whether their businesses are legit or they're shady. But still, I'm someone who likes things to go a certain way. If it goes off kilter, I throw a fit.
Yeah. Right, you're going to throw fits a lot.
True.
Then, all right. But the thing is in this situation where you have an owner that's desperate for a championship, I don't see David Stearns being the guy that's gonna play the long game, because the owner's been here for about 5 or so years, however long it's been.
I think it's been 6, maybe 7.
Right. Blade, what's good, man? Yeah, I see that. Seems like it. Seems like we're gonna get Peralta.
Lesser of 3 options, I suppose.
Yeah. So the addition of Peralta, in my mind, an ace in my mind, makes this team into a juggernaut defensively. I mean. A juggernaut during the regular season, because the guy, we forget how good Sean Manaea really is when he's on his game, right? We forget how good David Peterson can be when he has gas in the tank. We forget about how good Clayton Holmes is when he's not worn out. Remember, he was a reliever that was extended to being a pitcher, right? Clayton Holmes is basically a 5-inning pitcher, right?
Very rarely can you get him to stretch it to 6.
Yeah. And so if you're the Mets, there he is. Hey, Mets, thank you for coming through, holding it down while Jay was on the way, man. Appreciate you.
All right.
Hey, yeah, everybody, salute to Mets for coming up and hanging out, man. All right, man. Jay the Chosen One is in the building. Salute.
Salute.
Good to see
Mets
you,
fans.
Good to see you, brother.
Good to see you too, brother. Apologize for that. Family happenings.
Nah, you ain't gotta apologize for what, man.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
Nah, man. We've been in here chilling out, man, talking over some. So I was gonna send something to you earlier, but what I found is that on text message you get a character limit. There's a character limit in your text message box, right? I wanted to send something to you, and so I was thinking, like, man, should I? I don't know. But here's my thought, and I'll just repeat it. I'll repeat it right quick, everybody, for those that are just coming in. I think David Stearns is doing an excellent job this offseason. Now, wait, before everybody says, "Are you serious? We didn't get Kyle Tucker. We didn't get the other guy,
Cody.
We didn't get Cody Bellinger, right?"
Yeah.
I think the Mets being in the conversation is now. Remember this: the Mets didn't win the division this year, right? The Mets are. If you go by record, if you go by what your resume says, the Mets are not the best team in the Eastern in the NL East. They're not, right? They're not, right? That distinction goes to Philadelphia, right? The Mets don't have elite pitching. They don't.
No.
The Mets don't have an elite offense. They don't. The Mets don't have an elite defense. They don't. But what they do have is a super rich owner and maybe the best farm system in Major League Baseball. On top of that, two of the best young hitters in baseball that are entering their prime. You don't even know how good Bo Bichette is yet because he hadn't hit his prime 28, 29, 30, 31, 32 years. He hadn't hit that window yet, right?
No, he hasn't.
And you don't know how good Juan Soto is going to be because Juan Soto, and stop me if you heard this before, has not hit his prime years yet of 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Right? You have a super rich owner. You have a super rich owner. You have a franchise that wants to win and putting pressure on the owner. You have two of the best hitters in baseball before they hit their prime. You have the deepest farm system in Major League Baseball. And, oh, yeah, the everyday lineup is pretty daggone good. Right? So the Mets have stacked pitching depth. That's like if you go to the buffet. It's like when you go to the buffet and the buffet is a mile long of a bunch of above average food. That's what the Mets pitching staff is like. Like, you know how you go to the buffet, you're like, oh, they have peach cobbler and New York style pizza side by side. Oh, they have chicken wings and macaroni and cheese side by side. That's what it's like right now in my mind, right? Like a soup. The Mets have quality talent. They don't have an ace. The Mets don't have an ace, and the Mets do not have a hitter in the middle of the lineup that strikes the fear of God in managers, organizations, pitchers, and defenses. Right? Because Juan Soto's a great hitter, right? But Juan Soto, in the middle of the lineup. He's not going to bat fourth, right? Juan Soto's probably going to bat second, right?
Most likely.
And Bo Bichette, he's a fantastic hitter with runners in scoring position. But Bo Bichette's not going to hit you 45 home runs and drive in 145 RBIs. That's not his thing.
Nope.
Right? That's not his thing. Right? And so the Mets, in my mind, are missing those two things. And it's not because of a lack of trying. It's because other teams have other valuable or not even valuable. They have more appeal, right? If Jada Chosen One, right? If Jada Chosen One was a right-handed left fielder with that bats 300 and hits 30 home runs and is 27 years old, and the Mets and the Dodgers offer the same contract, why would I take the Mets contract over the Dodgers contract? LA's got the weather. LA's got championships recently. They're the reigning champs.
Ohtani.
Right? I know. Let me finish. They have guys that are so famous. They have guys that are so famous that when they stand next to other famous people, you forget that they have them.
Yep.
Legit, the Dodgers have Mookie Betts, but they also have Freddie Freeman and Shohei Ohtani. So you forget that they have Will Smith and Mookie Betts.
Yep. And even Max Muncy.
Bro. So if you're Kyle Tucker, and this is no disrespect to the Mets, right? But if you're an up and comer and you want to knock off the Giant, would you be mad if somebody chose the Giant over the up and comer? I wouldn't. I just understand that the hill is harder to climb than saying let's climb this hill. Saying let's climb this hill and climbing that hill are two different things.
I could agree with that.
What's on your mind, brother?
I'm absorbing, I'm waiting and letting you finish, because I don't want to jump the gun. I'm gonna go ahead and say we have an ace. He just gets hurt. His name is Senga. Before he gets hurt, he may be the best pitcher in baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. Can he stay healthy? That's a question mark.
That's a huge question mark, brother.
Huge question mark.
That's a
huge
question mark about the size of Staten Island, bro.
Right.
That's a question mark about the size of the Verrazano Bridge, everybody.
Yep. If he does stay healthy, he's an under 2. What was that, a trade?
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on the screen here in a second. I just want to.
Did they actually do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it's official. Bleacher Report is blowing up my phone.
That jet thing I just saw? Okay, I'll wait for you to put it up. But here's the deal. The Mets went out, and I agree with you 100%. There was 3 places, because it's not just 2. It was the Dodgers, it was the Blue Jays, and it was us. The Blue Jays offer a dome, which is controlled weather, play all year round, never get rained on, right? If you win, the whole country roots for you.
Yep.
Whole country.
Yep.
Back in the days, they used to have Montreals. They used to have battles. They didn't like each other at all. That's no longer in existence. Montreal now Washington, or back to Washington. It used to be Washington, Montreal, now back.
Yeah.
Then we go ahead and we make some moves. They seem like the beginning of things. Polanco, switch hitter, just came from a really, really, really good team, lineup wise, even good young starters. They make an interesting trade for an older Gold Glove second baseman,
Right.
who has hit 49 home runs in his life. Everybody we have picked up so far has a few things in common. A little bit of speed, right?
Okay.
So each one of them have a little bit of speed. Our new center fielder, our perhaps first baseman, because what are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with Bichette and Polanco? Because my whole thing is, I really believe that this team needs Bailey. And I finally got there. I finally got there. So that means that we have a lot of speed in a lot of places. Lindor steals, Soto steals. That's Mets were, even in their best days, maybe 06. So we get Freddie Peralta, top prospect Jet William and Brandon Spur ahead. How many years does Peralta have left on his contract?
This year. This season.
I'm not a fan of this trade.
Bro, you got an ace. Bro, you got your ace, bro. You got your ace, bro.
And you got to keep Tom.
Yeah, we get to keep Tong and Christian Scott.
And Ewing, because Jet Williams and Ewing were the fastest, right?
Right. We get to, we got our ace. Bro,
and didn't we get another little picture with that too?
Yeah. And another big league pitcher. I saw his name. I forget his name though.
Yeah. Okay. So, you know what? Let me absorb this for a minute. That was my initial. You know me. I'm a. You know, I'm
just cooking, bro.
I said I'm a, what do you say? Boom guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I gotta sometimes relax and slow it down. All right. So we have our ace.
You have your
we have now a lot of starting pitching that I believe is tradable. I think that we are a move away, a offensive move away, and perhaps a signing of another starting pitcher away.
Why would you trade the starting pitcher and then sign one? Just asking. Are you looking for a lefty, righty, fastballer, jump guy, innings enter, stopper? Like, why are you giving one away in order to replace it with another?
Well, because I've watched these pitchers for a while, right? And after a while, like, so we'll do some quick yes and no's. You believe in Peterson rocking out for a full year, becoming better than he ever was this year?
Yes, I believe in 2024 Peterson. I think that's repeatable.
Okay, all right.
Now, mind you, being better than you've ever been and reaching your potential could be the same thing, even if the win-loss, ERA, and all of that are not exactly the same, right? Even if even if the box score is approximate, I can see David Peterson being just as good as he was then. Because if you remember, there was a stretch where David Peterson was our ace.
He sure was. He sure was. That's why I brought him up first.
Right.
How about Manaea?
Yes. I believe in Manaea.
Okay. I believe in Peterson more than I believe in Manaea.
Okay.
And only because I really believe that they maximized their pitching strength that year. Everybody. You remember we had an older 40-year-old Quintana. He even pitched above his limit
Yeah.
that year.
The neat
You know what I
freak.
mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like Cookie.
I did too. I like Luis
Yes. Luis. I was just thinking about him when you were talking. Guy went to the Oakland A's.
Severino.
Severino. Yeah.
Yeah. I look at this team and I say, could we do a little bit better? Is Giolito better than any of these people?
Is Giolito a righty or lefty? He's a lefty, right? For some reason, I get him and the
And
Gio
him.
Perez mixed up.
Yes. Giolito lefty, yes, I believe so.
Right.
Giolito, I believe, is a lefty.
Either JJ said he's a righty. Okay.
Is a righty. Thank you. I get him mixed up exactly with the same person that you get him mixed up with.
Yeah, I just.
Yep. All right. I think Giolito is better than Minaya.
Ooh.
And Clay Holmes.
Ooh. So why is he on the market then?
Because
is it an injury concern?
Probably maybe he's asking for too much. Maybe he's a Scott B client.
Right.
But I'm going to go ahead and say I think that we're stuck with what we have, and that is Peralta 1, Senga 2, Peterson 3, Holmes 4, Griffin Canning's not coming back this year, right?
Yeah, he tore his ACL in the middle of the season last year.
Yeah.
So we'll see him, and I think he's a free agent, right?
After that, he will be, because I think we only got him 2 years.
Okay.
And then Shomanaya being 5. If Shomanaya is 5, then I'm okay. If he's the 5th pitcher, I'm fine. And he is your lefty.
Yeah.
So let's say that again. Peralta, Senga, Peterson, Holmes, Minaya. You like that?
Oh, you have Minaya as your 5th guy.
Yep. I think Holmes proved himself to be sturdy.
Okay.
I mean, you know what? They probably would have Holmes last due to the fact of the contract and the fact that Minaya pitched the way he did in 24. But I think that they are on, I don't like using this word when it comes to human beings, but they're on short leashes. Thank you. That I knew I was missing something. Thank you.
No, but you gotta, hey JJ, I gotta hear him out. The thing is, you can't insert Noah McLean in ahead of these proven guys. And JJ also, Jay's point was not that the young guys are not going to pitch. Remember, right before this, he mentioned that we had depth in pitching and that we should be trading guys. So right. I was waiting for you to finish your point, man, because I understand where you going with it. I think.
Right. No, you do understand it, because I was going to get to McLean, Tong, and all those other guys. I was talking about the guys that we had here, set up here, McClain came in there. JJ, you know, I think McClain could be the number one of this team. Just like, you know, my partner here thinks that Tong eventually will be number one on this team. I believe that McClain will be number one on this team. That doesn't mean I don't think Tong will be number two, but I just think
Can I revise that point? I just want to revise
but that sidetracked the entire push on who we have here. So don't we have more than that too?
Yeah. I just if I can revise that, I think Christian Scott is going to be the best pitcher in the organization, and I think our number 2 guy is going to be Jonathan.
I'm going to tell you something.
I think Noah McClain is going to be our Zach Wheeler, like the guy that's third in the rotation, but he's an ace on his day. I think he's going to be, hey, bro. The Christian Scott dude has stuff, bro. Scientists legitimately spend 60 years in a lab trying to give guys what Christian Scott has, bro. Right? You don't have guys like Christian Scott, bro. The snap on a fastball is ridiculous, bro, and it's repeatable.
I am not at all debating that at all, but he is going to have to come back here and prove he has the snap on that ball. He has to come back here and get back in the pitching lab and prove he's the Christian Scott
that we saw before he got hurt.
He got hurt. Right. And if he's not, then everything that, let's say we make this whole thing based around him being the ace, then we got to start over. So I'm using the people that are available at this particular moment. I don't think Christian Scott may even make the opening day roster. I think they're going to start him in AAA and let him rock there for some time. And then maybe take over. Probably not Mania because they have so much money on him, but maybe Holmes. And I do believe that McClain will make the top 5. So JJ bringing that up was where I was going. Those were the 5 guys originally that we would have. I added Peralta in there because we just got him.
Okay.
Also, let's not forget that if we want Senga to succeed, he needs a 6-man rotation.
Okay.
That's a general rule with pitchers from Japan and China and different places like that. That is that's the rule of thumb. So the guy that I think that they're going to use first and foremost is Noah McClain. And I don't think that that's far-fetched at all. Just as much as I don't think that Christian Scott being an ace is far-fetched if he's Christian Scott.
Right.
But right now we know Noah McClain is Noah McClain. Right. And what Noah McClain did in that time that he came up here,
right,
was spectacular. Spectacular.
Right. This is interesting, bro.
Yeah, no doubt. About time they did that. 54. They could have used 10 points of each one of those to win one of the other ones. I need 3 or 4 in a row. I don't want to talk about them.
Yeah, that Knicks stuff. Respectfully, I'm a diehard Knicks fan, right? But respectfully, it's the Brooklyn Nets, bro. What do we? I mean, right. They're tanking, bro. It's January. They're not. They're not built for Cuban links, bro. They legit are looking to be.
Don't purple tape them.
Purple tape.
Don't purple tape them.
They wish. They wish.
Right. Oh, word.
They wish.
My man. That's how I know we rock.
Yeah, man. But
Yeah, you know who could be purple tape though? Christian Scott. You know who could be purple tape? Noah McLean. You know who could
only
be purple
built
tape?
for Cuban links,
Tong.
bro.
They could all be purple tape. You know who could be purple tape if he never gets hurt? Sanger.
Singer. Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
Freddie Peralta.
Freddie Peralta, bro.
I don't know. Freddie Peralta might be like, he might be the guy who, okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. Wu-Tang is my favorite group of all time. Most people like the meth's cadence the most.
Right.
Right? I love the meth's cadence. Love it. Love it. Love it. His wordplay, his whatever, all of it.
Right.
But he's still not the best rapper in the group to me.
Nah.
He's not the best lyricist. Let me get to it. Let me get to it for a second. So Noah McLean could be Method Man. That's no problem for me. And Sanger could be the leader of the group. Sanger could be the RZA. Like, he don't have to rap good, but he could be the head of the group. He could be the head of everybody. He could be the guy who leads the whole brigade.
He could be what's the esoteric? Like
Esoteric.
He can be the RZA or Bobby Digital or Bobby Digital Presents or whatever.
Right.
The beats are good.
Right.
Yeah.
He's down at the 34th precinct singing like a, anyway.
Yeah.
Tom could be the genius. Right. But I really believe in my mind, I take back I haven't seen McLean yet, right? Christian Scott could be all these guys. However, Noah McLean, to me, has already proven, until otherwise shown, that he is Inspector Deck.
Oh, you know, bro, why you aiming right at my heart, bro. You know Inspector Deck is my favorite Wu-Tang member, bro.
By far my favorite.
I see what you
By
did
far,
right there.
You see what I did?
I saw what you did right there, bro.
You know, I'm gonna tell you right now, the moment he got on that mount, he bombed atomically.
Oh my God, man.
He did. And then he looked at him and he said, Socrates' philosophies and high hypotheses can't define how I'll be dropping these mockeries. That's what he was making out of these guys.
Oh my God.
He was lyrically performing armed robberies.
Oh my gosh.
Then he didn't flee with the lottery, he stayed there. And then he said, possibly they spotted me. Am I the best battle scar shogun that you've ever seen?
Man.
Because he's ultra blind forensics. He is. I fully believe in Noah McLean being, if he, the Dark Knight.
Right.
Dark Knight.
Right.
See, Christian Scott right now, to me, Christian Scott is what could be the Inspector Deck's tape that got lost in the flood.
Could be. Right.
In the flood of RZA's basement, you know, a new apartment.
Right. Right.
But he's not now, for sure.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And Shomanai is just OGB. He's the old Cyrus of this thing. So, Peterson is steady. I call him the chef. You could give what's his face, Ghostface to what am I doing with tongue? Did I do tongue? Did I use tongue already? I did. I think I put him as a genius. All right, so here's the thing.
Okay.
We got the group of people.
Right.
I think we are no doubt. And I want to do a little more scouting on this, but if we are willing to use our farm system the way we just use our farm system I think that they used the one guy that they didn't have plans to use, Jet Williams. They didn't have plans to use him. They have Benj. They have other outfielders. They have other infielders. They have other fast people that I really like. Can't go wrong with a Ewing in New York.
Bro, if that dude wears 33, I promise you.
I keep thinking about it. I'm copping it immediately.
Right.
What I want to do is I would go to a store and get a split one down the middle. Knicks Mets 33 Ewing. I said it here first, y'all. Matter of fact, we selling them right now. Put your orders in.
Put your orders in right now.
Right now.
Can I tell you my theory? What I think is going on here with why it's Sproat and why it's Jet Williams. I think the Mets are so invested with their young pitchers. Brandon Sproat, while he's a young prospect, is not a young person. Right?
He was the oldest.
He was
exactly
the oldest out of this group. Yep. Right. And then to a point that you and I spoke about 2 or 3 shows ago. How many little guys are you going to have in your everyday lineup? Jet Williams was listed at 5'7".
Exactly.
Ronald Acuna Jr. is also traded, a little guy, also in a trade. Yep. Right. There may be something to it, because behind them, I'm looking at guys like Ryan Clifford is 6'3", 200. Eli Serrano is 6'5", 201. Yeah, guys are big, bro. Carson Bench is, Carson Bench is 6'1", 185, 184.
Right.
This may
and
be
the guys that they just picked up are big.
Right.
Even the guys, I'm not just the farm, even the guys they just picked up are large people.
Okay. Jack Winninger is 6'4", 210.
I love that. That.
Yeah.
So, I think that they're not everybody's Altuve.
No.
I didn't see Jet Williams bombing, 30 home runs. Maybe he's stealing a lot of bases, but where's he fit? If you have all the other players that are supposed to be good too.
Right. Man.
It's interesting though. Now that we have Peralta, I think Freddie Peralta is a New Yorker. It was a shock. I take it back. He's a New Yorker.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got right now. Washington Heights is jumping up and down. I know it's on fire right now. I'm excited.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it goes. I think they're going to mix up pitching for Senga. Like I can't see Senga doing more than 5 innings. which means we're going to have long distance. Do you remember? You remember why we were a part of the reason we were so good in 24? Is because what's his name that we traded in the beginning of all this. Who's my man? He was eating 3 innings a game. He was killing it. He was supposed to be the big reason why we won in that game that Mania started, and they were using their bullpen, the Dodgers.
Right.
Jose Buto.
I liked him, bro. I liked him. I think we gave up on him a little early.
Way too early. He stunk it up a little bit last year, but in 24, he was your long reliever.
Yeah.
Spot starter.
Yeah.
And could close if you needed to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. So.
Yeah.
I think things are just getting cooking.
JJ has a great point, bro.
What's
I
he
just
saying?
want to point out this what JJ is saying. JJ, I'm with you, right? What JJ is saying. I'm gonna share this screen really quick. This is what I look at often, right? I look at this all the time. Because I'm addicted to it, right? This is the New York Mets prospect list.
I watch it. You know me, I watch it every day. I look at this.
Every day, bro. Every day. And I'm sorry for it looking so big, but it's having it on screen is just
nah. You should go back to the bit making it.
I was just making an adjustment to one of the columns. But I got
it. Sorry about that. AAA. Okay, so I saw a lot of those guys. Where's your guy?
Who, Jonathan?
No, your other guy.
Christian Scott?
Yeah.
He's on the injured list.
Okay.
And he's a major leaguer already, remember?
Right.
Christian
okay.
Scott graduated. He's in that Ronald Acuna class that graduated.
Okay.
He's in that group right behind Mauricio and them.
Question: he has enough innings in the major leagues not to be a prospect?
Yeah, I think. I don't know if that's true or not. Let me back up off that a little bit. But what I do know is that he's on the injured list. So I don't know if you include injured players on prospect lists, right? But at the same time, I looked at ESPN.com last week, and he was on the Mets roster on ESPN.com. So
all right. Well,
so he's a Met basically.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna say this. I was looking at the entire thing, and like the number 24th guy is on the IR. So I think you can put him on there.
Okay.
Maybe they're not putting him on there because of the innings.
That may be true.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look how many catchers. Look how many pitchers we have. And my most important thing is the year. You see the year that Zach, the number 23 guy, left-handed pitcher, is ready?
Yeah.
This year.
Yeah. His expected ETA.
Yeah. Look at number 20.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Dylan.
Yeah. ETA.
Got some stuff with him too.
He's hoss, bro. That dude's like 250 pounds.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. He rides bulls.
Yeah.
Yep.
That dude is big, bro.
Yeah. He bench presses like cattle.
Yeah, I saw him bench press the number 2 and the number 27 when they were headed downtown. Yeah.
He stopped them barehanded. They were going
Right.
too fast. He just stopped them.
He just stopped them. Yeah.
Yep. He's a little weird. He wears a cape when he walks around, but it's all right.
Yeah, Christian Scott is on the roster on ESPN. So he's a major league.
So he's a major leaguer. All right, so
Yeah.
that's why he's not on there.
Right, right.
So McLean hasn't had enough innings, which is really, really good for us.
Right.
Because that gives us more control and an extra year.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something. Between yesterday and today, after I saw the Cody thing, I was like, all right. Nope. All right. All right. So one to the Dodgers, one to the Yankees. All right. Maybe we're not meant to have them. The lefty guys. No problem. We have lefty guys. We have a lefty guy that hits 40 home runs. So
Right.
I'm not worried about that. I don't think either of those two guys are going to get 40 home runs for sure.
No.
Let alone maybe 30 each.
It would have been nice to have them, bro. But it don't matter. We don't.
It would be nice to have both of them.
Yeah,
But it didn't happen.
But we don't. So
I'm willing to take 3 people off of that list right now and go out and get Tatis and throw him in left field.
not coming off Noah McLean, bro. I'm sorry.
Not no McLean. Not no McLean.
I was gonna say I can't give up my number one prospect for Tatis.
Not happening. Not happening. Not happening.
All right. Now
Christian Scott, though. Christian Scott, I might do.
Oh no! Don't do that, bro. Come on, man! Don't do that. Let me show you. Okay, so Christian Scott, everybody, I gotta show y'all this because it's important for context. Oh, so now my computer is just like wanting to go haywire. All right, hold on, bear with me for a second. Okay, just waiting for. Okay, I hit the zoom on the computer, and it really zoomed faster than what I thought. All right.
My.
Right. So here is my. What is this thing doing? Okay. All right. So I asked ChatGPT to do a scouting report of Christian Scott, right?
Right.
Christian Scott is a high upside right-hander with a plus fastball, burgeoning secondary pitches, and significant strikeout ability. While he still needs time to fully unlock his arsenal and return from surgery, he remains one of the Mets' more intriguing young arms with multi-year control and the potential to be a meaningful piece of a rotation in the near future, right? So what does that mean? That could be anybody. That could be anybody. That could be any of the top 12 pitching prospects that we have, right? That could be Tong. That could be anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing that I think jumps out at people, right? Christian Scott has a fastball that rides. And if you've ever watched guys like Justin Verlander and guys like that, Walker Buehler, the early Walker Buehler, like guys that have a fastball that ride, like for instance,
the early DeGrom.
DeGrom has a fastball where it stays on plane and it's unpredictable, right? And so even though he has a UCL issue, those are basically repaired at like a 98% rate. Guys generally don't have side effects from a UCL injury, right? They get the surgery and then they come back better than ever, basically. Like Tommy John, you get the surgery and you come back better than ever, and then maybe you have to get a cleanup surgery for Tommy John, but not for the UCL surgery, right?
Yeah.
Christian Scott has this pitch called a sweeper, right? That appears in that same window as the riding fastball. And so what that does is, and this is just me talking like baseball stuff, everybody. It's not me talking like rosters and all that. But when the fastball and the sweeper come out of the same 3/4 arm angle, like Christian Scott is this and not this, right? When it comes out of the same window, he can catch you with a sweeper and have the batter chest over waist swinging at pitches. And so, and if they don't look like a fool swinging, they look like SpongeBob swinging a butterfly net at the sweeper, right? They'll look like a fool standing up straight, like if they got passed by a train, right? Because of the deception, right? The thing is the deception. Not that the fastball, just not that he can't tell Jay the Chosen One, hey man, I'm throwing the number one. Not when the catcher is trying to get him to throw the sweeper and other pitches, and he's shaking them off like, nah, I'm going with the honcho, man. I'm going with the big boss man right here. And the batter knows that he's going with the big boss man. The stadium knows he's going with the big boss man, and somehow he gets the big boss man in the zone and misses bats. That's Christian Scott. That's ace material, right? That's what aces have. Aces have this thing of, it doesn't matter if you know what's coming, it's still difficult to hit, right? It's hard to get the bat on ball. Like his strikeout rate was, where was it? His strikeout rate was, I forget, where was this? So just as an aside, because I can't find that, but in the minors, Christian Scott showed excellent command, leading pitchers with a very strong K to walk rate and a low walk rate. That means he's fearless. He is not afraid to throw the gas in the zone, and more likely than not, you're not going to hit it. You're not going to hit this guy hard. This is the stuff that aces have. Aces have the ability to dig down deep and get their best pitch and get swing and miss and counts where you need swing and miss.
Totally agree.
Now, does that mean he's going to be better than Noah McClain? Man, I don't know. All these guys, to me, are on level ground because none of them have pitched enough to stand out from the other. Have they all been impressive in some sort of way? Have they all shown some type of way to be impressive? Absolutely. Tong was impressive. I think the only reason why Jonah Tong didn't dominate was because our defense was terrible. If you remember the Cincinnati game where he went through the lineup one time and then Cincinnati started putting the bat on the ball, and then there's a bloop in short left field right behind third base. And you're like, how's that not the third baseman? Right? All you have to do is move your feet, bro. Right? Yep. So there's a bloop, and then there's a ball hitting the gap, which was a solid contact. It was a great hit. Ball hitting the gap, it was a great hit, right? But how do you let a guy get 3 bases off that? Instead of a double, bro. Right? And then now you're forcing Tong to nibble to prevent a big inning, and the batter pulls a ball down the right field line right by our first baseman that could dig balls out the dirt, but he's not really a good defender. Right? And so all those runs go on his ERA, and he gets hit, bat around, and now the manager has to go out there and save him from himself because you have to save young pitchers' confidence. That is why defense is important. Right,
100%.
Because it starts with a bloop. You know, the third baseman turns the wrong way, the ball drops on the grass, and now a Major League Baseball team with professional hitters smell blood in the water with a young pitcher.
Yep, no doubt. Try to rattle their cage. Yeah. Try to get in their head. Maybe try to get them the balk.
Right.
By the way, the other pitcher we picked up, Myers, is no slouch either. That guy is a really good pitcher as well. Interesting.
Why not, bro?
Yeah, but okay. I say fine. Go do it. Go do it. Go do it. Then take all these pictures that I just named, right? Because with that 75 million in Minaya, which I have no idea why San Diego would want them, would help us obtain Tatis,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And then if we can't get our first baseman through, I'm not sitting here and telling you that I'm not comfortable right now. Like I know we're talking about that pitching, and there's so much to talk about,
Right.
and that's why I don't like you're talking about it 3 hours every day, the same stuff, because there's so much of it. The thing is this: we're getting good defense up the middle. We got a we got a Gold Glove type center fielder. We got a former Gold Glove at second base. We got a shortstop. We are looking good up the middle. Now we have to get our corners right, which also probably means shifting Soto to left, whatever it might be. Tatis seems like the right guy for me to do that. If you sign Valdez, you have a couple of lower young players, not your number one, not your Christian Scott, not even your Clifford. If you give them ready to play right now pitchers and a couple of, let's say, maybe 20 to 30 in our 1 through 30 farm, I'm saying 2 of those guys. I think like the reason we got rid of Jet is because Ewing is going to be better.
In order to get Tatis, brother, I'm gonna tell you this: the guy that we just signed in the international pool got him away from the Yankees. He's gone. He's gone. Right? That's who the Padres are gonna ask you for first. Right? They're like, hey, that guy, that kid, the shortstop that looks like he's gonna be Carlos Correa. Hey, no, he's gonna be in the trade. Right?
Okay.
And then on top of that, they're gonna ask for Reimer, Ewing, and Clifford. Right? But that's the first offer. We already know that it's not the final offer and all that. They'll probably also ask for a couple of your very young pitchers, right? Like they'll probably ask for Tong, right, and Christian Scott. But if you're the Mets, and you can face the Dodgers in the postseason with a lineup of Lindor, Soto,
give it to me.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Tatis, and on down the lineup, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you do it? Because those guys can't help you beat the Dodgers right now. And by the time those guys get ready, we may have a new enemy out there. It may be the Cincinnati Reds by the time these guys get ready.
Or Pittsburgh, for all you know.
Pittsburgh, for all we know. Right.
Right. Let me tell you something right now. I'm always going to use the same guy. We don't know what that 16-year-old kid is going to do. But we know what Tatis does. And if Tatis comes over here and your lineup goes Lindor, Soto, Bichette, Tatis, Polanco, shall I keep going?
Robert,
yeah, right. Marcus Semien first, by the way, because I started reading his numbers. Marcus Semien steals over 12 bases a year. He has a low average, but he is definitely hitting you 20-something home runs.
Right.
Then Robert, who steals and who steals and hits double-digit home runs every year. You put Robert. That lineup is sick, and Beatty's ninth.
I'm batting them 8th and 9th. Batting
8th
Beatty
or 9th.
7th.
And then we'll be
Beatty
at 9th.
7th, Alvarez 6th, Polanco 5th,
I didn't even put
Bichette 4th,
Alvarez in there.
Bichette 3rd, Soto 1st, and Soto 2nd and Lindor 1st. And the reason why I would rather that, because Beatty and Alvarez can run, right? But they're not
Right.
Luis Robert running. They're not Marcus Semien running, right? They're not athletes. Brett Beatty is a decent, pretty good athlete, right?
Yeah.
But he's not Luis Robert, bro. He's not.
No. Beatty's probably faster than Simeon and Bichette on a base, but not.
Because if think about this, if Brett Beatty was also a base stealer and good runner, bro, he'd be our top prospect. Teams would be knocking down the door for Brett Beatty, bro.
But they are.
Yeah, I know.
But they are.
Yeah.
I guess we'll have to sit back and wait and see what the next move is. Then let me ask you a question.
Wait. Let me ask you first, because you asked me, and I want to ask you this, because you hadn't mentioned his name yet, and I just want to, just for clarity, the Brewers also got Tobias Myers. The Mets also got Tobias Myers,
Beast.
a right-handed starting pitcher, basically. And he came out of the bullpen this year, right? With the addition of 2 pitchers for 1 pitcher, are you still exploring the market for like Giolito and whoever?
No, I'm done with that.
Okay.
Unless of course we get rid of a bunch of these guys to go get a Tatis, and like if we could get rid of some of our starters along with some of our low A ball. I'm giving up that shortstop we stole right now for Tatis from Yankees. I am. I'm not getting rid of the top 10 people, but I'll get rid of that kid.
You'll give away everything 11 through 20. I'll give away everything 11 through 20, but not my top 10.
Not everything.
Okay.
But I would give up something for sure.
Okay.
For sure, you got to. This guy changes the entire lineup.
Right. How about this? Would you make a play for Stephen Kwan?
I would, but that would be very, very. Reimer's ranked as number 2, third base prospect in the minors. Yeah, like I'm not getting rid of him. Yeah, but put Quan in that same lineup you just did, and tell me if you feel the same impact.
Yeah, I do.
You do feel the same impact?
Yeah, because I think he's going to play Gold Glove left field for 1, right? He's a solid contact hitter. He's a slap hitter. Remember the term slap hitter? He's going to hit you,
punch at the ball,
punch and Judy, get on base,
right?
But the thing is no MLB lineup is going to have 9 guys hitting 30 home runs, right? Yeah,
right. I think that was
ducks on the pond. Ducks on the pond is what I'm thinking.
We would like to have 1 through 5. I think we're going to have at least 6 people right now hit over 20. And 2 of them hit over 30. 1 of them hit over 40.
Okay.
Right now, as constructed.
Okay.
So sure. Would I prefer
Stephen Kwan for his career is in a 4-year career, he's batting .281.
Right.
And in a 4-year career, his on-base percentage is 35.1. So that means he's getting on base 35% of the time.
Yeah.
For a guy that's going to give you Gold Glove left field defense.
I'm sorry I did that.
The only thing though is he's another left-handed bat. But
Yeah.
it shakes up the bottom of your lineup.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about having another left-handed bat. We're equal right now. Bo Bichette, Polanco, Lindor, Alvarez.
I gotta turn this heater off, Bobby.
Well, I'm burning.
This heater is cooking me in here, bro.
I am dying in here. So, guys, who do you think right now we need? Who do you think right now? Would you make that trade? I think we have a good, balanced lineup right now. Beautiful pitching right now. Now we took cooking with gas. You stole that from some old lady. I appreciate that. Kev, peace to you. You never told me that. You know, you go to church, shouldn't be lying like that. Hello. I like Duran better than Quan. Shout out to my daughter Jasmine, who I believe is watching. It's 2 out of my 3 kids are watching. The other one's on the couch right now. Baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back ribs. Do we need to trade a couple of our starters and maybe a couple of our low farm guys for a Tatis for hitting fourth, playing left field?
Oh man,
that's a question I'm gonna leave off with. Do we need to do that?
Yeah, bro, that's $1 million question, bro.
Yeah,
that's $1 million question.
Do we need to do that? Or do we have that guy already and his name Ben? I don't think Ben. I don't think they're gonna start the year with Ben. That's my own personal thing. But they could. They could.
The smart thing would be invite him to camp.
Definitely come.
See how he looks in camp. And he has to have a spectacular, I'm talking about bat 380, 3 or 4 Gold Glove catches in center field
to
make the opening day roster. If not,
I agree.
If not, keep him in Syracuse until we can get the service year window, right? And then bring him up for keeps because we don't know what the lockout is going to be like.
Yep.
Right. So
yep.
Yeah. And then plus, I think even though we know Ben soared through the minors, we need to see how he'll react when he faces struggles. Right? Because we don't want it to be another lasting millage situation where a guy looks like the center fielder of the future, roars through the minors, gets to major league, starts off on a good foot, a lot of success, and then hits a slump that killed his career. Right? You remember that's Lasting's Village. That's the Lasting's Village story. He struggled a little bit. People found a hole in his swing, and he could never recover. And then next thing you know, we're trading him away because he's struggling. He can't handle New York.
But his whole attitude changed.
Right. Yeah. To your Tatis point. Man.
I'm listening, brother. Sorry about that. I didn't.
No.
I mentally responded. I do that all the time where I think I responded to somebody, but I did it in my head. Go ahead.
In terms of the Tatis point, I think the only way San Diego entertains a Tatis to the Mets trade is if we overwhelm them with talent and give them financial freedom. Like, we legit would have to take a bunch of terrible contracts from them and eat them.
But okay,
like we probably have to take the Yu Darvish contract.
Okay, so you're not saying anything now that I'm not liking to hear right now.
Right.
Go ahead, say another one. Say another thing that might hurt.
Right.
Go ahead. Tell me something else.
Right.
You heard
right.
Darvish would pitch before Mania would. This makes the trade even more better.
We may have to take the Xander Bogaerts contract. And what would we do with Xander Bogaerts? He's too good.
We would trade him.
Right.
Or maybe Xander Bogaerts. Xander plays short for them.
Yeah, but the thing about Xander Bogaerts is this.
Yeah.
He's older than Lindor, bro. You would think you would think Bogaerts would be younger than Francisco Lindor, right? Wrong. He's a year or two older than Lindor.
What was his stats from last year?
Oh, he's not doing well in San Diego, but let me see. Stats from last year.
Good,
He batted .263. The year before that, he batted .264. His on-base percentage is terrible. .328. 391 slug, 720 OPS, and he played 136 games and only scored 63 runs. He had 129 hits. And the last 2 years, he's only hit 11 home runs.
Okay.
Now, mind you, he's getting
back to the Red Sox.
Bro, 263 and 11 home runs. Yeah. That might be Mark Vientos. And we already have him.
Right. Okay. So we trade him back somewhere to like the Red Sox. I'm eating that for Tatis.
They're not taking him back, bro. The way he left? You remember the way he left?
All right. So you know where he would go? Toronto. Because Toronto would do anything to spit in anybody's face in that division.
Oh, that's true.
Right? And we take back two more guys that might blossom.
Okay.
Young kids.
Okay.
You gotta give to take. And I'm telling you right now, Tatis fills out this lineup.
What if they offer you a 2-for-1? What if they say Jonathan and Noah McLean for Tatis? And
no, I'm not doing that.
You can keep all the rest of your kids.
I would give him Christian Scott and Jonathan.
That ain't nothing but the devil, bro.
The devil liar.
The devil ain't nothing but a liar, bro. The devil is a liar, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry about that. I had to.
Oh my God.
Oh, my stomach. I had to rub my stomach on that too.
Oh my God.
I think that there are moves to me make. Tatis is not the only person available. I think it's time to make some changes. We could make a quick move on a Christian Walker, power hitter for first base, Gold Glove. We can make a quick move on Yandy Diaz for first base. I do not want Polanco playing there, but we're gonna have a log jam because Bichette can't play anywhere but second base or DH.
Right.
Can't throw the ball. Okay?
Right.
Unless you teach him Bichette how to play first. You gotta teach him how to play first or something.
Yeah.
I will give yeah. McLean is the only one. You gotta I'm sorry to tell you this. You gotta I'm gonna it's almost like wanna help you as like almost like a MA meeting, like a Mets Anonymous meeting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help you here.
Hey, my name is Uncle Freezy, and I'm a Metsaholic.
I'm
Hi,
Mets.
Uncle
Okay.
Freezy.
Hi, Uncle Freezy. Welcome.
Welcome.
You see that right there? What he said?
Yeah.
I agree with that. And not only that, but I want to tell you, McLean is our best by far, up and coming pitcher. And I'm sorry to tell you that. Scott has a
You
lot
said
to
up and
prove.
coming because Scott is established already, so he's not up and coming.
Right. And he's also hurt. And we don't know what we're getting from him.
We know what we're gonna get from Scott, bro. His
We'll
arsenal, body type, all that stuff project to him being a Justin Verlander archetype. I'm not saying he's Justin Verlander. What I'm saying is the archetype of pitcher Justin Verlander is. That's the archetype for Christian Scott. His fastball is going to ride in the strike zone at the top of the strike zone, and you're always going to be tempted to swing. And even if you swing, he's going to be the guy that gets a lot of swing and misses and a lot of catcher throwing his mask off, catching pop-ups.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
You've been practicing that move.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was good. That was good.
All day, man.
But usually the hat's like this, right? So you got to like back.
Yeah, I was like,
nice.
Yeah.
It was the old days. I'll be barreling in, but now I got to tiptoe around you and touch.
Oh yeah, well yeah. Nobody wants to get hurt and suspended, bro.
No.
It's a double negative nowadays, bro.
I don't ever want to see a Buster Posey thing happen again.
Nah, ruin that.
But you can't be that soft.
Yeah,
you gotta be able to get some contact.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do you? I think that we are improved by far. So far, I think this 2 pitchers we just picked up are studs. I think the Robert Jr. and center fielder being a tall, incredibly good center fielder. Fast is a major pickup.
Yeah.
I know you didn't say that about. Okay. Yeah. I expect a sorry and a chimney for that, Kev. All right? A fresh hot chimney.
Right.
I know what I'm talking about, brother. Walker's a Gold Glover, brother. And he's matching.
Yeah.
You could throw him right in the middle at in the 4th hole, and it would change everything.
And we don't mind him striking out somewhere between 26 and 29%. For a slugger, you expect a slugger to strike out somewhere between 150 and 180 times. That's nowadays.
Yeah, well, let me ask you a question. Anybody here, would they have taken Schwarber for DH? Anybody?
Yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, he's probably had like 412 strikeouts last year.
Yeah, but the funny thing, The funny thing about that is he is also selective. Right?
Yeah,
So,
weird.
which is great, which is weird. You have a great eye, you walk a lot, but you strike out a lot too.
Right.
So
It's because he gives all or nothing when he's swinging.
yeah.
He's trying to get 80 home runs. That's what
I saw him hit. Who was that? We was facing Schwarber 2 years ago in the Philly series. Was that Castillo? I mean, not Castillo, but Luis Severino that struck him out. Who was that struck? No, that was Edwin Diaz that struck him out.
It was Diaz. Yeah.
Diaz threw that whatever you call it when it starts on the belt buckle and comes back over the plate from the right
Two-seamer.
Yeah, where it comes. Yeah, he threw that man. Schwarber, I think
it just pops up like
back muscle. Schwarber tried to hit that ball to Camden, bro.
where he's still got a torn like lat from that swing. But
right. But the thing is, he always tears his lats. That's why he strikes out like.
Yeah. But I saw that man hit a ball that landed on top of was the City Field still, or was it Shea still? Was Schroeder playing during Shea?
No.
He was. No.
Shea is 2008, City is 2009, and
Okay,
Schwarber is 2016.
Okay, so he hit it and it landed on top of the Pepsi sign and stayed there.
Right.
So I'm not mad at him. That was 2015. It was 2015 it happened.
Okay.
But that year, he beat us all year.
That's his rookie year you're talking about.
Yep, all year. And we swept him in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Real quick before I get out of here, who's your bench? Your position players on the bench.
Who's my bench? Right now, my bench would be Taylor. For defense, Taylor for even for at this point, even for like a pinch runner for a slower person. My bench would be until traded would be Swaggy.
Okay.
I know that makes you happy. Until traded, I think he's being traded. Ronnie Mauricio.
Okay.
That gives us an outfielder and two infielders.
Right.
Terrence. How many bench do we and Terrence? There it is.
Yeah. So you got 26 guys, right? 26 guys. Teams usually do 13 and 13 or 14 and 12.
14 pitchers, I believe, in 12.
Right.
No. Is it 14, 12 guys? I think so.
It rotates all year because of injury and all that stuff. So so it'll change all year, but you'll never see anything weird like 15 pitchers and 10 players. You'll never see two guys on the bench, right? So
that's a good call, by the way. Schroeder does remind me of. I think you said this the other day too. Dunn.
Yeah, Adam Dunn. Yeah, he reminds me.
Yeah, you're gonna keep Beatty. You're gonna keep Swaggy. That's your infield right there, and Terrence. And you're going to keep Taylor. And then you might go into the season. I think it's up to the club how they carry their players. So I think you're going to go into them.
It's always gonna fluctuate because you want to give your manager a injury replacement guy, a super utility, which would be Brett Beatty, right? Brett Beatty to play left, third, first, second, whatever. right?
Mm-hmm.
So Brett Beatty is going to be your super utility player. If you have him, you didn't need Ronald. Juan Acuna. You didn't need him because you have Beatty, right?
Right.
Also, you need a defensive replacement in outfield, right? So you got to have Taylor.
Yep.
Even though Robert is decent, right? You got to have your backup catcher, right? In Terrence, right?
Yep.
And then you have to have your pinch hitting expert, your veteran guy that has seen it all, been through it all, has a book on every pitcher in the league, a guy that's going to come up in the 7th inning, probably pinch hit for whoever's batting 8th to extend the inning so that you can get to Lindor, Soto, and the other guys, right? Here's the name I'm gonna pitch to you. Starling Marte.
I think he might stay anyway because everybody's begging him to stay.
Right. But you know what that does?
And also you could put Marte in the outfield, God forbid.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
Because they will need an extra player.
Yeah, him at 37 in the outfield is like.
Yeah, but you're still going to,
He's still got an arm. So
don't be surprised. Did anybody sign I don't want to start, but I'm gonna yell pineapple, but I'm gonna say this. Anybody sign Bader yet?
Oh, see, now we gotta stay for like an hour and a half.
No.
Yeah.
You know what? I probably could, but I
gotta get some rest, man. But
all right.
I don't think anyone signed.
I was about to go check and see if I could.
But Bader is a starter though.
Okay, so if Bader's a starter, he's a starter in left field. We're still not covering left field.
Yeah.
And if we don't need Pop, but we need somebody who could hit 15 to 20 home runs and play. Do you know what kind of outfield that is with Bader
and Robert? Yeah.
I'm coming out. Okay. I'm gonna say goodnight to everybody.
Yeah, me too.
Salute to you.
All right. Salute everybody, man. We're gonna get out of here, man. I'm sure the Knicks fans are wondering where I am, right?
Me too.
Because we beat Brooklyn. But hey, thank you everybody for coming through, hanging out. I'm not gonna do the Knicks at Night podcast tonight. I'm gonna get some rest, man. It's been a long week at work, and then plus a whole bunch of other stuff going on, man. So thank y'all everybody for coming through. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, man. Support the channel, and help us get to our goal, man. Help us get to our goal. We're trying to be one of the big boys. Wardy competition out there, man. Hey, shout out to Wardy. I'm just joking, but hey, good night, everybody.
Let's go Mets.